Morning, you absolute legends. Welcome back to the channel. We're here with the MR2 and it's day 2 of getting it ready for MOT, which is tomorrow. First job of the day. I've got my petrol cans because the car is not insured at the moment and has got no petrol in it. So I need to nip on down to my local fuel station, fill my jerry cans just to fill it full of petrol. So what we got? We got 10 litres here. I don't see that that's going to be an issue. Bonus 406 content. So we're going to head on down to the petrol station, get these full, and then tip them in the car. Job 1 of the day. Right, got my petrol. Also, £1.54.9 pence per litre. 11 litres. £18. Robbing bastards. Also got myself a Gadsby's small white loaf, reduced by 45 pence to 60p, because these white farmhouse loaves, you know the ones I'm talking about, the really squishy ones, are absolutely fantastic with a big load of butter on, doorstop and butter. That is my guilty pleasure. So £18.74 later, I've got my petrol. One thing that did interest me was a sign I saw when I was at the petrol station, which was about filling portable containers. It said you can fill up a maximum of 10 litres in portable containers, so that's 2 5 litres. Well, I've just filled up 11.71 litres, so come and arrest me, Co-op. But why is that? Why can't I fill up multiple containers? If I had the big jerry cans, I'd be filling up 20, 30, 40 litres. Why are you limiting your container purchases, Co-op? I want to know. Before we fill the car up, look at Mum's pumpkins that she's grown. If you remember in an earlier video, when we did the garden work, there was some little seeds, some little blue and red seeds. Mum has grown them, as we said, and they've turned into pumpkins. So let's have a look at Mum's pumpkin. There we go, look. Big, medium and baby pumpkin, all grown from them seeds. That saved us what? £2, £1 and 50p from Asda this year from buying pumpkins, so I'm sure I'll have that one. Mrs. John Coupland can have that one, and Pat the Panda's got that one. Good job. Right, it's time to put the petrol in the car. Dad has explained to me that the reason that you... What is that? Is that a vuvuzela? Dad's explained to me that the reason you can't fill up more than 2 tins is because that's the law, apparently, and has always been the law. So, I don't know what this Wally's doing. So, I've been breaking the law, I suppose, when I've been filling 4 or 5 cans up. But now I know, and now I am going to be compliant. Unleaded fuel only. Yeah, I've got my fuel. Dad's pulling out his special fuel filling funnel. We're going to put the petrol in. Dad's keen to show off the fact that it's branded Shell. Where have you nabbed that from? I'm sure that's been found.
I only use Shell fuel funnels.
Oh, you're trying for another sponsorship. Brilliant. Give me that flipping funnel. Oh, he's got to clean it out. Fair enough. It's all going on this morning. Mum's here. Thank you. Cheers. Right. A funnel holding person is required, apparently. You can be the funnel holding person, and I'll be the... Any splits in there? No, we're all good. Hang on a minute, is that in? Ah, yeah, winner. Right, let's pour the petrol in. Well, that's one job then. So, petrol is in the car. Let's go and just see how much of a difference to the needle that has actually made. I probably expect the answer's nothing, but we'll soon find out. Right, where's the keys? Don't lose them like I have a habit of doing on this car. The battery, by the way, on the last video was on charge. The battery is absolutely knackered, as you can hear. The car won't start. So let's have a look. What's that? That's given us nearly, I don't know, 1.25. So nearly half a tank. Not too bad. Not too bad going for 20 quid. I remember when I could fill both my tanks up and it would cost me £10. I remember when I could fill my moped up and it was £4. Those were good days.
You'll put 50 pence worth in my fizzy.
What was that?
I used to put 50 pence worth in my fizzy.
There you go, that was back in 1842. Right, next job is probably going to be checking out the lights, checking out everything. and having a quick look at these front brakes. Also, I've been told I need to give you a kitchen update for those that are bothered. Floor has been sanded, all the lumps and bumps are coming out of the floor. We've got the bits and pieces in here just so Mum and Dad can live. But new light, look at this new fantastic light. I'm a big fan of this. Nice panel light, all the electrics are in and done. Skirting board is starting to go in, and all the walls are painted. So I think the next job is going to be flooring and, well, kitchen. I've stopped to have some bread loaf. The bread loaf inspectors are here. What's that all about, licking your lips, missus? So yeah, I'm going to have this as my unhealthy breakfast. This, loads of butter. Look at the slab on that. Beautiful, wonderful. So that, and then we'll tackle the car. Back at Dad's then, I've had my breakfast. I have kept the inspectors happy. Dad is here, he's about to jack up the front. We're going to get the front wheels off, look at the front brakes. And if you remember in the last video, I found this in the glove box and I had absolutely no idea what it was, Origin B2. And I knew that it plugged into something because it's got this sort of old Sony Ericsson style plug. Well, I can tell you it is an old format laser speed camera detector. Not sure if they're outlawed now or if they're banned, but I've only just got this unit. I've not got any other part of it. I've had a quick Google. They were like 400 quid new. Probably totally obsolete now with the invention of Google Maps and Waze. But yeah, that's answered the question. And for anyone else wondering, it's a speed camera detector. Would you believe it? The car was actually far too low for Dad to get his jack under. So we've had to put a little bit of a ramp here and a bit of wood and wheel the car backwards onto that. Just to take it up a little bit, 2 inches, so we can get our jack under there. Got this wheel off, looks fine. It's rotten and rusty, I say here, because it's not been anywhere. And as Dad has quite rightly just said, the whole car just looks like it hasn't really been anywhere for a little while, and that is because it hasn't. It's been laid up for 22 months, being unused. So get the other side off, have a look at that as well. But this is looking okay. Might just need a little bit of an ease off, a bit of a wire brush. But no major issues, no panic yet. Dad's in the process of checking the joints and the bushes, making sure there's no excess play or wear in them. Not looking so. Looking okay. I've got the caliper off and hung up. Got one of the pads off. These are free actually, so there's no major issue with the pads. I'm going to get the pad carrier off, get the disc off, and give that a clean. So whilst I'm wire brushing the hub and just the pad holder area and just this bit off, I'm going to clean off the disc. Dad is cleaning off the carrier. Pad carrier, he's cheating. He's using a wire brush on an angle grinder, but it's a beautiful day to do this. I'm in no rush, I'm enjoying it. So far so good. I got bored of trying to clean these with sandpaper and a wire brush, so I worked smarter and not harder, and that's cleaning these up nicely. They're not in bad nick, they're not scored or anything like that, they just are a bit rusty. Right, it's all cleaned off. I've put this wheel nut back on just to hold the disc in place, and I'm in the process of putting the pad carrier back on. Make sure when you're putting it all back together, copper slip grease on all your nuts, on your pad shims, on your carrier, everywhere, apart from, remember, anything that touches the brakes. You don't want copper slip on anything that involves braking. I've also got my kit out to bleed the brakes, because that will be something we need to do. I need to wind that caliper back a little bit and get it all put back together. So that's all done, that's all nice and clean and tidy. We've bled the brakes, bled the brakes. Yeah. Right, it's time to put the wheel back on and then test the ball joints and everything like that. Make sure there's no play in them.
Wheel nuts are rusty.
That's found. Is that an MOT fail, is it?
Yeah.
Wheel nuts rusty.
It looks a bloody mess.
It does look a mess, doesn't it? Well, give that a good old clean up, those wheel nuts. Is it actually a MOT fail? I was going to say, what are we on about? We have found an issue in that there was a split in a gaiter here. Up here, suspension gaiter, it's just split. It's an advisory at best, so that's one issue. But we'll go to the other side and we'll get that sorted now. That wheel's back on, but first, important things. Aha, it's dinner time again. What have we got here today? Mum's.
You can't have one of them chairs, you wouldn't have the room.
No, I can't have one of these, I better have this one. What we got? We got ham, flatbread, eggs, mushrooms, another salad. Is Mum trying to tell me something? And you're going to eat a tin of Asda sardines in tomato sauce.
Oh, jolly well done.
For the benefit of commercialisation. Maybe you could get a sponsor with Asda sardines. I love Asda sardines. Thank you, Mother. About to torque the wheel nuts back up. Dad has checked the track rod ends, the ball joints, the suspension mounts, the suspension, the springs, CV boots, no issues there at all. Not the CV boot, beg your pardon, the rack boot, yes, that's my my fault. So we're looking good so far. We've just got to get a dust cap on all of these, but I'll buy some of them from somewhere. Next side. So we're pumping up the tyre pressures, 26 psi on the front, 36 on the back, and we've just done the spare wheel as well, which for whatever reason has clearly not been pumped up for a very long time. It needs to be 60 psi and it was only at 15, so that's a job jobbed. Good job I didn't need my spare wheel on the way here, I suppose. As you can see now, there's not that much space in the frunk. Certainly not much in there. Is there a fixing for that?
No.
Ah, there should be, yeah. I wonder if it's in my toolbox. I'll get my toolbox out. 1 second. Currently working then on the near side. I've got the wheel off, I've got the pad carrier and pads off, got the disc off. It's not bad under here, to be honest with you. There's not much rust, rot, that's all the original paint on there, so it's not had a hard life. And this disc is okay, it just needs some TLC. Look at that, look. Just needs a clean up. Let's get this on it. Gonna clean it with that. It's coming up a treat. Same again, this side's done now. Look at that, nice and shiny, looking good. No major issues, cleaned up all in here as well. No rough edges, no score marks. Still got this edge to do, and this side to do. You can see it's just dirt and rust. Pad's all clean. Now it's time for the pad carrier. Got to be careful with these because you've got on here a little plastic, collet, cover, grommet that holds the sliders, and you don't want to catch them with your wire brush because you'll split them and then you'll get loads of stuff and crud all in here. I'm going to just give this a wire brush off, give the carriers, the holders a wire brush off, clean that up, put the brakes back together. That's the pad carrier all cleaned up and ready to go. Get the pads on, get this back on the car, get the brakes bled, and check the passenger side for issues with the ball joints, arms, etc. Now to put it all back together, I'm just finger tightening the pad carrier, which is on the car now. Got to get the pads in, make sure you copper slip all your nuts and bolts, remember. I've pushed the piston back in the caliper, and the caliper will go back on, and then we will tighten the wheel up, and then that will be job done for the front brakes. Wheels all back together, and it's spinning nicely, and it's not binding, not restricting. Actually sounds lovely. In fact, there's no restriction in that at all, which is grand. Next thing is to test the springs and the bearing and any play in there. I don't think there's any play in there, but we'll soon find out. Got the wheel off again because I forgot to bleed the brakes, so I've clamped it off, taken the bleed nipple out, copper slipped it, and now I'm going to bleed the brakes. Meanwhile, Dad's found quite a big problem. Yeah, there's a swimming pool in the back. Yeah, the car is massively leaking water in. We've had quite a bit of rain, car's been outside. Yeah, that's quite bad. There's about, well, an inch of water in the back, which is unbelievable. So we need to find out where that's coming in and ultimately how to get it out. That's a big problem. I have sucked all of the water out of the car and put the car back on the deck. Quite worryingly, the amount of water that was in there. It's been at the front and it's been at the back here. I'm expecting it to be getting in through the roof. But what we're going to do is check the plenum drains. Now I'm glad Dad told me what that was called, because I had no idea, but I'm guessing it's the drains from the windscreen and the water coming down this side of the bonnet. So we're going to take this trim off and check those drains. Well, the trim's off, we've got that off, we've got the wipers off under here, and it doesn't look too bad. It's a little bit dirty, but it doesn't look massively blocked. I suppose the way to test it is tip some water down and see what happens. Well, it's not the plenum drains that's full, blocked, because we've just tipped loads of water in. It's all come out. It has dislodged a bit of rubbish, but nothing that I think is going to be the issue. I've had to postpone the work on the Toyota MR2 to go and pick up the boss, Mrs. John Coupland. 4:10. I've been working on this for about 4 or 5 hours now. I am filthy, as you can see. Let's go get Mrs. John Coupland, bring her home so she's not moaning, and then carry on. Well, we've not found the source of the leak yet, but I've just started the car up to give it a run and make sure that the wipers all work properly. Wipers are working fine. Put that all back together, and then we can check the lights, check the seat belts, and apart from that, we are going to be good to go for our MOT. Right, it's time to check the lights. It's not something you can do on your own. You need a man. Here's a man who will be able to help me check the lights. We'll start at the front. Make sure when you're checking the lights, you check the brakes with and without the indicators on to make sure there's no bad earths. Make sure. So we'll do the front lights first and go from there. Side lights, yes, yes, yes. Oh, we've got to check that, haven't we? Side repeaters, yeah. Side repeater. Side repeater. I have noticed something. Someone's put LED bulbs in it and they look terrible. Yeah. Here. Yeah. Huh? Quite. Yeah, that's lovely, lovely, lovely. Yeah, fine. Front fogs. We have. Oh, how do we activate the front fogs? There we go, front fogs. Yeah, lovely, lovely. Let's go to the back. Let's go to the back. Go on then. Yep. 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 Lovely. All the lights work. Brilliant. Fog lights. Yep. Hazards. Oh, number plate lights. That's a good one. Yes. Let's check under here. Not yet. Yep. Number plate lights. All good. All good. All the lights are good. I suppose. Oh, hang on, the horn is good as well. Yeah, that's fine. So the only other thing we've got to really worry about are these stupid lights that someone has put in. Stupid. I will show Dad, see what he thinks to that. They are terrible. But you'll like these.
Yeah, they're not blue though, are they?
No, but they're stupid, aren't they?
They're not blue though.
What do you reckon?
They're advisory. They're not blue though.
So as you can see, somebody at some point in its life has added these stupid LED side lights, which are blue. They are terrible. They shouldn't be on the car. They look abysmal. There they are. Look at them, looking terrible. We're going to have to replace them, aren't we? And the way to do it is by taking all this trim out. There's about 1 million scrivets to take out. But yeah, that's a job. Right, scrivets are removed. Panel cover is removed. Dad is removing the last scrivet. We're about to see what's under here, at least. What could be under here? Who knows? Oh, don't tell us we've got to remove that as well. No. Really? No. It just pops out. It's just in place. We shall soon find out what's under here. There we go. That's out. Yeah, okay. There was definitely more space under there, Toyota, for you to put stuff, I think. I think that's a bad use of space. But at least we can see under here now. We can see the brake fluid reservoir, the power steering fluid reservoir, the screen wash reservoir, the relays, the wiper motor, the strut tops. What's that? An alarm? Oh yeah, there we go. That's the alarm. And we can get to, hopefully, the lights now to replace those stupid lights. Right, the old thing is out. The new one is in. What do you think to these, Dad?
They're very good.
That's a lie. You're lying. Are you trying to get a sponsor from these LED bulbs? These aren't very good. They're not very well made. They strobe. They don't match the style of the car. I'll tell you exactly where that's going. It's going in there. Well, it took about 3 minutes to install the new non-stupid lights. They are now looking good, and this is how you install the LED lights on a Toyota MR2 Mark III. Goodbye. And that's it. We are ready for MOT. Brakes all overhauled, everything checked. The new lights installed, all the lights good. Horn tested, seat belts tested, interior all tested, fueled, tyres done, exhaust fixed and ready to rumble. So the next video hopefully will be me saying, aha, I have passed my MOT and I am ready for a year's motoring. Or someone is going to be ready for a year's motoring. That leak is still something we need to find and deal with. I'm hoping it's because we had absolutely torrential rain the other day that it's just poured in. But long term it's something that is going to want to be solved. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks to Dad as ever for all his hard work. Who knows, maybe he will get a sponsorship from Cups of Tea or Erbauer Tools. Maybe you're looking to sponsor Dad and his workshop ability. Let me know in the comments below. Have a great day, whatever you're getting up to. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, please do. There's loads of stuff coming to the channel between now and Christmas. If you haven't already liked the video, please do. If you did like the video, of course. If you didn't like the video, then, well, don't like it. And let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Are we MOT ready, or have I missed something glaringly obvious? Take care. Thanks for watching. You're all absolute legends as always. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye. Somehow also been roped into helping Dad clean his car. So, ending the day well.